guys, I don't want to say too much, but the fight's going to happen. So, I've given my thoughts of the fight, but let's just talk about the actual fight itself, okay? First of all, I think Gennady Golovkin should win this fight. I think he'll win by mid to late round stoppage. I don't think he's going to start Kell Brook early. I know that's a lot of people are predicting that. Like, Gennady Golovkin, second round knockout. Like, I don't know. I don't know if he's going to start Kell Brook like that. All right? I wouldn't quite say that. You know what I mean? But here's the thing. I think Kell Brook is going to give Gennady Golovkin trouble early in the fight. All right? I still stand by my statements about Gennady Golovkin. All right? I talked about his jab last year. I did a video about it. And man, some of these guys got mad when they talked about the jab. I'm just telling you what I'm observing here. I believe Gennady Golovkin telegraphs his jab a lot, right? And here's the thing, right? I'm not saying it's a terrible jab. It's a well-thrown power jab, right? It's a very good jab, right? It's textbook. It's very well thrown. You know what I mean? The problem with it is that it's very telegraphed. And when he misses it, he really forces the double jab. I've seen him do it several times. Okay, I'm just saying. A lot of the guys he's been in the ring with have not been able to expose that. They don't have the attributes to. This is split-second stuff. Okay, it takes a very talented fighter to do that. But the thing is, do I believe Kell Brook can? Yes. I think about the Schmeling versus Joe Louis fight, right? And Schmeling, right before that fight, 10-1 underdog, he was expected to get destroyed by Louis, right? What'd he say? I see something. Now, look, I understand money has a lot to do with it, obviously. I get that. But maybe, just maybe, Kell Brook is moving up to 160 to fight the middleweight championship of the world. He's going to fight the boogeyman, right? A guy who's being promoted as the most feared boxer in boxing, right? The most feared. Right? So, here's the thing, guys. He's the most feared. He's 2 weight classes above him. What if maybe, just maybe, Kell Brook sees something? And when he sees it, he just thinks to himself, this guy's not the boogeyman. What if he sees a technical flaw that he believes he couldn't exploit? It's one thing to see something. It's another thing to see it and execute it, and take advantage of it, that is, in the ring. No fighter is perfect, guys. No fighter is perfect. I think Kell Brook is going to give Gennady Golovkin some trouble early. That's what I think. Right? When you're watching a fight, watch their feet. Early in the fight, watch their feet. Pay attention to the front foot of Gennady Golovkin when he throws the jab. Just do yourself a favor and do it. Right? And then especially look at it when he throws a double jab. If Kell Brook could take advantage of that split-second telegraph, he can counter Gennady Golovkin with a straight, and he can also do it with a hook, right? So, this is going to be interesting. It's going to be very, very interesting, right? Early on. I'm just saying, just pay attention to that early in the fight, right? Is size going to be a factor? Absolutely. Gennady Golovkin's a naturally bigger man, right? it's a look. It's a middleweight fight. You know what I mean? The midget from welterweight wanted to come puff his chest out and fight the middleweight champ. You know, hey, of course, size is going to be a factor, right? But if Cal Brook sees something and is able to exploit it, it's like chess, guys. I don't know how many of you love playing chess. I love chess. But sometimes you see something and then you execute it and it's checkmate. Or you see something and you take the queen, but then you realize you fucked up because now you took the bait and you're on checkmate. All right, so this is obviously, I do believe Cal Brook, at the very least, believes him. I think he thinks he sees something. I think he believes that he's seen a flaw in Gennady Golovkin that he believes he can exploit. Right? I think as the fight progresses, as we get to the third, fourth round, I think Cal Brook's going to wonder to himself, he's going to be like, holy shit, I'm feeling the weight, literally, of this weight class. You know, and Cal Brook, he looks in phenomenal shape, right? He looks ready to go. We just don't know how that's going to translate in the ring, right? I think, again, by the middle rounds, Cal Brook is going to be more tired than Golovkin. I think the punches landed on him are going to have more of an effect than anything he lands on Gennady Golovkin. He has less room for error. He's got to have a more perfect fight. He's got to be one step ahead of Gennady Golovkin consistently for a majority of this fight, if not the whole fight. If he's not, any moment he's not one step ahead of Gennady Golovkin, he's that much closer to losing the fight, guys. Just like that. If early in this fight, you notice that Gennady Golovkin at will is cutting off the ring, and Cal Brook's not able to do anything about it, the fight's over. I mean, it's just the way it is. You know, so we'll see. Obviously, Cal Brook's got to work the body, man. He's got to work the body. You know, but it's a tall task. It's a tall task because even if he's able to, you know, exploit a telegraph jab, I stand by that statement, right? Of Gennady Golovkin. Even if he's able to exploit that, it doesn't mean it's checkmate. You know, that's not what that means. You know, that's just one thing you're exploiting. I mean, it doesn't mean you're going to suddenly start picking Gennady Golovkin apart, right? So he's got to see more than that. Like, you know, it's not like that's just the end of it. Like, oh, your teller got that, boom, I countered you, and then what? You got to consistently be doing it over and over and over again. You know, while each round that passes by, you're getting more and more tired. And fatigue. What happens when you're fatigued? You start making mistakes. I go back to a chess analogy. If you've ever played chess for a long time, you're in the same game, and you start getting fatigued. You start making mistakes. Cal Brook has very little room for mistakes. Very little room for mistakes. That's why I believe Gennady Golovkin's going to win. Right? Not to mention that there's obviously, you know, Gennady Golovkin and his team, they have technology too that they're able to see something as well. It's not like just Cal Brook gets to see something, right? So it's a tall task for Cal Brook, right? It's a tall task. It honestly is. So with that said, this is well, actually, let me just throw this out there. Like, I don't know how many of you guys remember the Oscar De La Hoya Stern fight, right? If you remember that fight, first of all, make no mistake about it. Cal Brook was in far better shape than De La Hoya did for the Stern fight. Make no mistake about it, okay? But De La Hoya was in there against a guy that Stern wasn't known for punching power. He was known for having a very good jab, right? Laser jab. I mean, Stern's jab was beautiful, okay? But the thing is, De La Hoya comes out in that first round. I mean, he came out. It's fireworks. I mean, De La Hoya came out like he was at welterweight still. Okay, and even at welterweight, I mean, he wouldn't start that fast. He started fast. I mean, at a pace that middleweights just don't fight in, right? And I would say that Felix Stern weathered the storm, but it's not like Felix Stern was hurt or anything like that, right? You know, I'm sure it caught him by surprise a little bit, but he did fine. He got to the round without a problem. De La Hoya, I mean, half his gas tank was gone after the first round. I mean, by the third, fourth round, I remember watching the fight, and there was a group of us there, and we're wondering, like, is he going to make it to the end of this fight? Look, he looks tired. And by the middle rounds, we're wondering, I don't know if De La Hoya's going to make it to the end of this fight. I mean, Felix Stern was having his way with him in some of those rounds. Now, De La Hoya, he did get his second win. He was able to close out the fight. He started making it competitive again. And I gave De La Hoya, I think 5 rounds, right, in that fight. But I felt Felix Stern won, obviously. I gave him 7 rounds. You know, I haven't scored that fight in forever, but you get what I mean. I felt Stern won. But I'll never forget the end of that fight. Roy Jones giving his analysis, and he goes, I'm paraphrasing, but like I don't know why he came out like guns blazing like that at the very beginning. I mean, he didn't even know what the hell he was getting himself into yet. You know, you don't just start off fast like that. Like, you know, it was clear De La Hoya was trying to overwhelm Felix Stern and put him away early. That's what it was. They probably watched film and said, oh man, this guy, you know, he's too slow. We're going to start off fast. We're going to overwhelm him. He's young. He's not going to see it coming. You're going to land a left hook and it's over. You know, that's probably what they felt. And maybe De La Hoya knew that he knew he wasn't in the best shape of his life, right? And they wanted to end it early. But it ended up costing him. I mean, he never even came close to hurting Stern in that round. But he emptied out like half his gas tank. You know, he was tired for most of the fight, got a second win, and was barely able to finish the fight at the end. Right? But the point is, Oscar De La Hoya had very little room for error. Right? He made that one mistake of emptying his clip, okay, early on in the fight, and he paid the price for it. He was getting battered around for most of the rounds after that. So, I mean, until his second win came, he got back in the fight. And he got a gift decision. Right? In my opinion. But with that said, Cal Brook, he doesn't have a lot of room for error here. You know? I could see Cal Brook outboxing Gennady Golovkin for the first quarter of the fight and then still end up losing, getting knocked out. I can't envision Gennady Golovkin outboxing Cal Brook for the first 2 rounds and Cal Brook coming back to win. That's not going to happen. Cal Brook needs to... Everything needs to go well for him. Right? Like everything. That's it. If this was a chess game, right? They're playing chess. Cal Brook has, you know, he doesn't have his 2 knights, and they started the game. Now, that's basically what this is. it's a tall task, right? It's a tall task. So we'll see. I got Gennady Golovkin winning this fight. Um, that's that. All right. I think Cal Brook. I don't think he gets starched though. I'm not convinced he gets starched. So I think he'll exploit some things from Gennady Golovkin early in the fight. I think. Anyway, guys, peace out.